Hey down, this is Dave Desai. Today I want to get into Jung Kook sobbing over Jin's goodbye with the enlistment, people talking about Jung Kook's reaction to some food, and then we have what happened with Jin in the military and a new law that might be enacted. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into it. BTS has been talked about a lot lately, and of course with the military enlistment they have been on the news a lot more. People's random tweets talking about the members have actually gone viral, and a lot of them have nothing to do with the enlistment. So I wanted to start off by talking about something fun. People like to think about how the members would react by trying a certain dish or food that is popular within their country or culture. One particular food is called dotner, and it's basically a sandwich done in a way that looks absolutely delicious. Of course, when an army tries food, they often like to think of BTS, and this particular person decided to think about Suga and how Suga would love it. Another person wanted to jump in and add that Jungkook would love this so much that he would actually make an angry face. And for context, Jungkook tends to make an angry face every time he eats something delicious, and armies found that hilarious. Every time he would try a delicious Korean meal, in order to express that he loves it, he would scrunch his face up. So anything cheesy or super hot, and you can genuinely tell he loves it when he does the scrunch. Because often when the food is not fire, he does not make a face at all, and then the general consensus by army is that it's not good. Now for those who don't know, this is a German dish and it just looks amazing. I've never had it, but it looks so good. Now why am I bringing this up? Well, because it's funny, and it also seems like armies want to divert the attention somewhere else from the military topic, as a lot of these random tweets are going viral lately. And it's just a nice little break into the military stuff where it seems like everyone is just crying. And I get it. It's been a very emotional time for everyone. I didn't think I would cry, but I totally teared up watching the goodbye videos and talking to people about Jin going. BTS also released a recent video of all the boys saying goodbye at the campsite, and it's just tears. This video is uploaded to BTS's YouTube channel and just consists of all the members standing and saying goodbye and touching Jin's head right before he lines up with the rest of the soldiers for the ceremony. You can see Jin head off to the line as the last person to go, and then he salutes, and we start to see all the members' reactions to the enlistment and them all being emotional, which I will get more into later. The question that erupted after this video and after Jin was seen off was, how can armies send emails, letters, or comments for Jin to see as words of encouragement or just showing love? Because if armies can't do that, then they will show up at the campsite to send wishes, and that's just unacceptable. And you're probably thinking that you can just send stuff through Weverse or whatever. However, Jin may not check that, or may have limited internet to check that. In fact, what I actually didn't know until today is that the military soldiers allegedly have an account they use and the family can use to send personal messages and stuff like that. And the soldiers actually only have 30 minutes a day to review those messages and go on their account. However, you can imagine the issue here. So apparently the military employee had come out around this time to ask army to not send messages to Jin because this would clog the system or break the system, as we can imagine. Any government software is probably outdated and old. And so this person allegedly urged army to not do this, as the military has one internet connection and it would break the connection or slow down if there's too many messages. And this could cause harm for the other soldiers to communicate with their loved ones. However, after this message telling army to stop apparently went viral, another government person had to come out and clarify things, to which the original employee had to apologize for the misunderstanding because the initial statement was not accurate, and basically saying that there might be a new app or account that celebrities could use to communicate with their friends and family. I hope there is a section where it's people that Jin knows, like a tab for that, and then another where it's just army, because it would suck if he's looking forward to hearing from his mom and then he gets flooded with army messages and his mom is just worried if Jin is okay. I don't know the specific account or app to use to contact Jin, but of course, as I will find out, I will not gatekeep that. We don't gatekeep here. And also I tend to let others contact and reach out to BTS before I do. I don't even fight for concert tickets anymore. I just know I won't get it. But it's interesting to know, even after the final hours and final bit of Jin enlisting, we still have the government talking and trying to change laws because of the impact that Jin will have, even just posting that he is going in. And to be honest, I don't think this will slow down at all. The change of this app will definitely be a big deal, and the military will soon be making special adjustments for celebrities, which is just something that the military should have done ages ago, since Jin is not the first celebrity to go. This could also result in possible changes to the military as a whole. And if Jin enlisting is seen to be troublesome because of the amount of messages or even sessions that could sneak in, they may choose to exempt celebrities altogether because of safety. I'm not encouraging that to happen, and I don't don't want that to happen. It's better for the boys to enlist than having a bunch of crazy people sneaking in, potentially hurting the boys and everyone else. I'm just saying what could happen. And this could also result in a law change. I think Jin would be able to see how a lot of the laws are unfair to him because they don't qualify him for special treatment. And being real, no one needs special treatment. No one is better than anyone else. However, when it's clear that the idea of one celebrity being there could cause danger to other people and other soldiers there, that idea should have been discussed before asking him to enlist. So I do think BTS and Jin think that the current laws need an update, and thus give Jin and BTS members the special treatment that they need in order to feel safe. Of course, there is also a bit of an emotional reason why people think these laws need an update. It's not all logical like that. People were very sad to see all the members really get so emotional during the send-off. People were even screen grabbing and talking about how both Jimin and Jungkook looked like they were crying a bit. From the group selfie, Jimin looked like he was teared up, and from the video you could see how glossy Jungkook's eyes are, assuming they were tears welling. But also the camera person made sure to show all the members' eyes and stuff during the video, which also was to show how emotional everyone was. I don't necessarily think everyone is sad as much as they are proud, because this is the send-off in Korea to represent finally being a man. And this is the send-off that they knew was going to happen since their childhood. And the conversation of the military was looming over. I think Jin is also going to be even more grounded and back to reality after making friends with these people. It'll be one of the few friends that he has that are not celebrities. But back to all the other members, each member during the send-off had a moment to take a solo picture with Jin to post. J-Hope got a cute one hugging Jin, and the other members just kind of stood by Jin. Taeyang looked so cold, he didn't even have a patch of skin showing. He was just completely covered. And for the most part, the other members took a fairly boring side-by-side photo. It wasn't anything too intimate. But the photo with Jungkook and Jin was the one that got a lot of attention. Jungkook is very touchy, he is very physical with his love. We can see this with how he interacted with Jin in the past, like on shows like Run BTS and Bon Voyage. You can watch them with me on Patreon, link below. There's some limited spots in the $1 tier that's open now. But Jungkook is usually on top of Jin, hugging and just being cuddly. He just loves everyone very deeply, and it's very cute. But people were wondering why his specific photo with Jin was like they had just met 2 seconds ago and Jin was like a fan asking for a photo. Jungkook seemed like chillin' 5 feet apart because they're not gay. Vine reference. People were also saying that Jungkook is the type to act very distant when he is sad and not feeling well. This was his way of being emotional and not really feeling like showing that. People think that Jungkook probably sobbed or cried much later or even before, which is why we see his eyes glossy. There's many reasons that could be 100% true. The other reason is that it's just so cold. You don't feel like touching or doing anything really. You feel kind of gross in the cold, or maybe that's just me. It seemed like the members obviously didn't want to be there, and I don't mean not to be there to send off Jin. I mean they just didn't want any of this to happen, or maybe wish it was just done inside a building or something. I did get emotional just like everyone else. I am very curious to hear what everyone was feeling after watching the video and how everyone is doing these last few days. It's been a tough time for ARMY, but I want to remind everyone that Jin is just gone for a little bit. Suga's shoulder injury lasted about a few months or maybe a few weeks, I don't remember, but it was really no time at all before we saw him again, and even though this military thing is longer, I still feel like before we know it, he'll be back. We'll have plenty of members' solo stuff to look forward to, and then Jin will be back. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.